Namaste everyone. Welcome to the Cārvāka podcast. This is your host kushalmehra. All right, today we are going to be previewing UFC 268, and I have with me Sharma as always. Sham, welcome.
Thank you. Very, very excited for this one.
All right, so before Sham we start with 268, I think we have to. I think we'd be doing disservice if we don't talk about 267. So just for people who are living under the sun, obviously 267 was just concluded, and just a quick
Yeah.
scan through the entire card, prelims and fight pass prelims and main card. So obviously we go into the main card. Did you?
Yeah.
Obviously you and I both predicted Jan Blachowicz to win, but shock of shocks, Glover Teixeira
Jan to win,
actually
yeah.
dominated him. So, what did you make of the main event?
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm very happy that Glover won. It's a great story. It's like a Rocky Balboa story kind of a deal. So I was happy that he won, but I was actually very surprised with Blahovich's like game plan. Every time you see Blachowicz in the whole fight kept backing up, which that's not something that he's really known for. He's not known for a guy that you can just walk down. Glover was trying
Mm-hmm.
through the entire fight to somehow push him enough, get him against the cage so that I can shoot for the double leg or the single leg, whatever, and take him down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did in the first round. And I feel like that after that, Jan's just game plan went out the window because
Yeah.
he kept getting scared of getting taken down. So he kept like backing up. He's like, if I walk this guy down, if I stand with this guy, he might shoot, he might take me down. And I don't know if you remember, but between the rounds, there was that 1 minute break. Jan's coaches
Mm-hmm.
were telling him, stop backing up, stop backing up,
Yeah.
stop backing up. But as soon as the round started, this guy throws a punch and then starts backing up towards the kid. So I did not
Did you see how
understand
he was
the
crouching
game plan.
below and his hands were down to stop the
Yeah,
takedown, and
yeah,
then Glover hit him with
for the
the
takedowns.
left? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he took his hands down
and it
to
was again, it was
stop the
all
takedowns, Glover could hit him.
yeah, it was all because he kept backing down and he kept backing towards the cage, which gave Glover the opportunity to try to take him down. Which is why, again, like you said, he dropped his hands. He was throwing his punches very cautiously, just in case one of his punches missed and Glover takes the leg. So yeah, it was a strange game plan. I didn't quite understand it. And after the fight as well, Jan himself said, "Sorry, my game plan. I came here with game plan, but I did not implement it at all." So I don't know why.
Yeah. He said, I lost Polish power in the hotel room.
I
Yeah,
left
that
police
was,
power in the
but
hotel.
yeah, that's what he said.
But it
Obviously,
was
the
kind of
fight of the
it was
night.
yeah, it was weird. Just the final thing on Jan and Glover. It was weird because it was impossible to root against either guy. Like we were talking about this
Yeah,
earlier as well. Generally, in a fight, there's like one sort of pantomime villain that you can be like, "Acha, theek hai, iske khilaf root karenge and we'll root for the other guy." But they're both so likable. I don't know if you watched that Facebook video where like Jan Blachowicz goes to Glover Teixeira on his birthday and gives him this like beer that he got from Poland, like special beer that he got from Poland.
yeah,
And I was like, man, how can I dislike any of them? It's impossible.
yeah. Yeah, and these people are about to delete the crap out of each other. That's the funny
Who?
bit. Glover and Jan, he's gifting him a beer and they're going to beat each other up in the cage, which is the funny part
Yeah,
about mixed
exactly,
martial arts.
exactly. It's just so weird.
Yeah. But to me, the fight of the night, what an action packed 5 rounds.
Without a doubt.
And I gave the fifth round, तूने किसको दिया? Sandhagen को कि Jan को? Piotr Jan को?
Fifth round. Fifth round. So as far as I remember, I don't remember very clearly, but as far as I remember, I had Sandhagen winning possibly 2 rounds. Not I,
First.
first he won, I think, and there was another one, maybe the third or the fifth. Maybe I'm
I
not
think
entirely
first
sure.
or
I don't
fifth वो
remember.
जीता है. First or fifth, maybe
Yeah.
fifth में debate हो सकती है, मगर fifth में
I
he
think
really
fifth
came
is
back.
debatable because Jan landed some really good hits in the fifth round as
Yeah.
well. A second onwards, Jan just started landing. It was very much like the Aljamain Sterling fight. In the first round, Sterling landed a little bit, but then second to fourth, basically, it was all Jan. That's how it was, I feel like, in this
First,
fight as well.
definitely that's why standard of Piotr Jan, right? He
Yeah,
always has a slow
slow starter.
starter. He gets his reads. He sees how his opponent is fighting, and then he goes for broke from round two.
Yeah,
But man, you know what stands out for me for Piotr Jan is he, he's not someone who throws like three punch combos,
yeah,
five punch combos, six punch combos. He's a very structured fighter. From what I've seen is he'll take your reads, and then whenever he hits you, he makes it count.
yeah.
He's a hard puncher. Now we know what has happened in the fight, but let's talk a little bit about the future of this division. Obviously, the next
Mhm.
is Aljo versus Piotr Jan to consolidate
Yeah.
the championship belt. Uh, do you think TJ Dillashaw can beat Piotr Jan? I
I
know it's a tough
would
question.
my only. It's a tough question, but my only reservation against Dillashaw would be that in the last fight that Dillashaw fought against Sandhagen,
Yeah.
I thought that he gassed out a little bit in the fourth and the fifth. It seemed like he was very tired in the fourth and the fifth.
And I don't
But
think TJ was a clear cut winner. I think if
yeah,
Corey got that fight, it would not have been a robbery in my view.
no, I would not have said that it's a robbery. I would have said, I can probably see that. And so this is a guy that won a very controversial split decision and gassed out in the fourth and the fifth. Whereas you look at Jan, no tiredness in the fourth and the fifth. In the fifth, he was throwing as hard as he was throwing in the first round. He has just such a bloody incredible engine that unless you take him down on the ground or you clip him and you knock him out, if the fight goes the distance, Jan will beat Dillashaw. That's what I think.
I agree with you. I don't think so. There's any disagreement there. Obviously, Islam Makhachev, I
Oh my god, dude, this guy.
defeats Dan Hooker with so much ease that it doesn't even shock us anymore, does it? I mean, the way he controlled the fight, the way he controlled the ground. In my view, I think Dan Hooker was completely dominated in this fight. I just don't know what to say. There was no competition there with the relative ease with which Islam really dominated Dan Hooker. He took him down, and then it I don't know how long did the fight last. I think it did not even last for more than 3 minutes or something, if I remember. I think the submission was a Kimura, if I remember correctly, and it was a pretty much straight out domination, uh, uh, as far as I'm concerned. So the question that we need to talk about the most is who's going to be next for Islam Makhachev. Now, if you ask me, I think the best fight. I don't see Islam Makhachev getting a title shot. Maybe when Sham comes, I'll ask his views also on what's next for Islam Makhachev. But in my view, the next possible fight for Islam is maybe Benil Dariush. You know what? Let me put out the rankings of the division. So let's see what the rankings are for the 155 division as of now, because they must have updated the rankings, if I remember correctly. Let me put it up. 155. All right, yeah. So what's the ranking? The rankings are obviously Oliveira is the champion, Dustin Poirier is 1, Gaethje is 2, Dariush is 3, Chandler is 4. So you have Chandler and Gaethje fighting now. So you have 2 and 4 fighting. Dustin Poirier is fighting this guy. Kya naam hai iska? Oliveira. So obviously you're just left with Islam Makhachev and Benil Dariush. I don't think so. Islam Makhachev gets a title shot. I don't think so. It is going to be happening. Um, I really, I really doubt it. So I think it's going to be Benil Dariush versus Islam Makhachev for the next one up, and maybe what they will do, in my opinion, is they might give the winner of the Gaethje and Chandler fight the next title shot, then Makachev and Dariush fight, and they get the winner of the one who next. I think that's how it's going to go, as far as I'm concerned, as I wait for Sham to come back. In the meantime, some of you have said match chalu hai. I know what. So what's the score in the match? Let me check it. So it's 71 for no loss in 8.4 or 5 overs. I don't know. I've just opened Hotstar right now. So India seems to be doing well against the Afghanistan team. What if they lose even after this, after scoring as many runs? Will, from what I've understood, Kohli lost the toss again. Okay, so I was talking about Islam Makhachev,
हाँ
by the way. So,
हाँ
my question to you was going to be, चलो ठीक है उसने हुकर को तो आसानी से हरा दिया, but
हम्म,
Islam and a lot of people were making this noise that oh he should get the title shot next. Do you really think? Because let me just give it to you. So obviously Gaethje and Chandler are 2 and 4. They are fighting next,
yeah,
and Poirier and Oliveira fight for the title. So
yeah,
don't you think Dariush, which is number 3, should fight Islam, and then the winner of that fight gets
yeah,
whatever the title shot?
yes. I think it should be Dariush versus Islam Makhachev. I think that should be the fight. क्योंकि अभी there's going to be Gaethje Chandler. उसके बाद the winner of that will fight the winner of Poirier
Oliveira
and
and Poirier.
Oliveira. Yeah. So after that fight, so around that those fights are happening. I think Islam should fight Dariush, and then you can talk about a title fight. But I think because it was very interesting. Look, in terms of like grappling, these people, these Dagestanis, have just developed a style which other UFC fighters just don't have an answer for right now. Maybe
I
they'll
have a
develop an
question.
answer.
Isn't Benil Dariush also managed by Ali Abdulaziz?
Is he?
So I think एक मिनट रुक ना चेक करता हूँ मैं.
Huh.
रुक मेरे को चेक करने दे. I think Ali Abdulaziz is the manager of Dariush too.
As well. Oh wow. Interesting. I mean, that is the fight
Because
that makes sense. Even if he's not, even if he is, I feel like that's
yeah,
the
but
fight
then
that makes
Ali
sense.
will make sure it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, then what will he do? Will he make both Islam and Dariush wait?
Yes.
Will Makash-
It is.
They're both
Banil
gonna
Dariush
wait.
is managed by Ali Abdulaziz. And we know the entire Dagestani camp is managed by Ali Abdulaziz.
Yeah,
He's not going to make
yeah.
them fight. He's going to try for a title shot.
I mean, then who gets the title shot? Does Dariush get the title shot, or does Makhachev get the title shot?
वो तो Makhachev को मिलेगा, Dariush को दिलाएगा ही नहीं वो.
So then I think then Dariush has a good, he has a good reason to say ki, no, screw it. I don't care about this inter-agency friendship. I want to fight Makhachev. If you're not going to get me the title shot, then I want to fight him. If I beat him, then I get the title shot. So screw it.
Yeah, because I this is a genuine problem, because I remember thinking about this once this fight was over and Islam was
Yeah.
like, I want title shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dariush ne kya guna kiya bhai? And he's ranked above him. He's ranked number 3. Islam is ranked 5. So
Exactly. And
I
he
don't know
beat
how.
he's beaten like Tony Ferguson. Completely dominated Tony Ferguson, who's like a perennial title contender. So, this guy's not a joke by any stretch of the imagination. So I think the what I found really interesting about the Makhachev Hooker fight was that Makhachev, if you remember, first 20-30 seconds of the fight, he tries to stand up, he tries throwing punches and all that. And I don't know if you saw, but he throws this like really overextends on one of his jabs, and then Hooker catches him with like either like a hook or a jab or like a counter jab itself, and just like catches him really hard, and then immediately it rocks Makhachev a little bit, and he's like, "Nahi chodo, mere ko boxing nahi karni. I'm going straight to wrestling." That is going to be interesting to see, because I want to see a guy like Makhachev with somebody who has really good takedown defense. And we've seen these Dagestanis against people who have really good takedown defense, like Gaethje, and they rolled over Gaethje as well. So I don't know even if like people with American wrestling backgrounds can really stop these Dagestani wrestlings.
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's going to happen. Other results, obviously, Alexander Volkov beat Marcin Tybura. I was not surprised there, to be very honest. Magomed Ankalaev got Volkan Ozdemir. Again, not surprised. It was in the first round when he dropped Ozdemir, and then Ozdemir changed. His game changed. Now, obviously, we have to talk about this.
What happens with Ankalaev now? Who does Ankalaev fight next? Because he's beaten
light
a
heavyweight
former title challenger. Huh?
Ankalaev light heavyweight, hai na?
Light heavyweight hai, हाँ.
So he can maybe get Thiago Santos, Reyes, Anthony
He
Smith,
should fight.
Rakic.
Yeah, I feel like he should probably fight Rakic. Give Rakic
Rakic
and
या Reyes
Ankalaev.
हो सकता है ना, या Santos.
Yeah, Reyes हो सकता है. Reyes is also, I think, yeah, Reyes would be a good one because he's on a losing streak. If he beats Ankalaev, like an up and coming guy, then he can start climbing up the rankings again. And if Ankalaev beats Reyes, who was a title challenger 2 fights ago, then I think then he can go up and possibly start thinking about titles and things like that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Kamza Chimaya. So just for perspective, I was just blown away when I saw this thread on Twitter. Just freaking insane, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kamza Chimaev has absorbed only one significant strike in the first 4 fights of his UFC career.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Now,
I mean, it is
coming into
insane,
this-
but at the same time, how many times have you really seen Kamza Chimaev like stand up fighting? Not a lot. He doesn't do stand up fighting a lot.
No,
Like,
but to
even in this
understand
fight,
the gravity of
immediately
this,
goes to take
ye
down.
dekh, Sham.
Huh.
Ye dekh. Coming into tonight, only
Yeah.
7 fighters have won without absorbing a significant strike in 2021.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the entire roster.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane. What
Yeah.
Kamza Chimaev has done is insane. Now, something interesting has happened in the I think yesterday. Neil Magny called out Kamza. Neil Magny said,
Oh.
"Listen, man, you want a fight? I'll give you a fight."
Yeah.
Neil Magny is the perfect fight if you ask me for Kamzat. Kamzat needs
Yes.
a top 10 guy. Kamzat gets a top 10 guy. Neil Magny. Neil Magny is no pushover, bro.
No.
He is an amazing fighter. I think Kamzat के लिए perfect होगा या Neil Magny या Michael Chiesa. What do you think?
Ooh, Chiesa is an interesting fight as well, but is Chiesa too high ranked for
No,
Kamza
6 है.
yet?
Chiesa 6 है.
Chiesa
Magny
6 है.
8 है.
Magny, I think would be interesting because both have wrestling backgrounds. So I think both would be
Yes.
interesting. Both are very good wrestlers. So I do want to see these guys paired up with more wrestlers and see how they do against these like people with strong wrestling backgrounds. Like I would love a Chiesa Chimaev fight. I think that would be a great fight. I would love
Yeah,
a
I
Magny
agree.
Chimaev fight. I think the thing with Chimaev is he's a big welterweight. He's a really big.
Yeah, he struggles
welterweight.
cutting weight.
Yeah, he's very big. Like I feel he's having the same problems that not problems, but he's big for his division, just like bloody Darren Till. Darren Till's a big guy for his division. I don't know if he moved up now or what's going on with Darren Till, but I think he used to be a welterweight as well. And he's a big bloody welterweight.
Yeah, he used to
So-
be a welterweight. He used to struggle cutting weight, and now he's in
Yeah.
the middleweight.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think Chimaya is the same. He's like he can probably do it in both divisions. And I think because he's so wrestling heavy, it kind of gives him a slight advantage because generally speaking, he's like larger than most of the other middleweights. Or no, welterweights,
Yeah.
sorry. He's generally larger than all of the other welterweights. So he does have that size advantage, especially when it comes to a guy that is so wrestling heavy.
True. I agree with you. Now, the other fights, okay. Amanda Ribas beat
That was
Jandiroba.
a good fight. I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah, that
fight.
was a good fight. I like the way Verna Jandiroba came out to that Sadela Gana.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a bad song! But kudos to Jandiroba. She made that Sadela song sound cool too.
Yeah.
Zubaira, obviously, Tukukov beat Ricardo Ramos. Albert Durayev beat Roman Kopilov. Okay, we have to talk about this. I was deeply disturbed after this fight. I was shouting and screaming at my television set when I
Why?
saw, Zaleski dos Santos fight Benoit Saint-Denis. What the hell was that referee doing? What was he doing? What was
I
he
have
doing?
no idea.
He has, when Big John McCarthy tweets, remove this referee, you listen.
Yeah. So I missed the beginning of that fight. What happened? Why did he get taken off permanently?
Because
But Dana White
वो
said he's
उसको
not
कुत्ते के
gonna
जैसे
let
मारते
him-
जा रहा था उसको basically Sant Denis was getting a beating of his life. So you have to understand, third round में, this ref takes 1 point off the winner, the other guy. ये तेरा Zaleski, Dos Santos. उसके बाद में अगर वो 30-25 से जीत रहा है, तो मतलब क्या हुआ होगा उस फाइट में? वो पिट रहा था. You destroyed that man's life and career.
Yeah.
You should not have such referees in the ring, and good on the UFC.
Yeah, they're good protecting fighters. Good for them. Yeah,
man, they are a prized asset.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? Lives matter. That referee, I was so disturbed. I was like, "Oye, khotea, band kar, kya kar raha hai? Oh, pit raha hai banda, tu band kar." I mean, it was crazy. Baki fights mein, I think, did you see Lerone Murphy's knee to Amir Khan? What a knee.
Gross,
that was. Other than that, I mean, everything else in the card was fine.
Yeah.
So that
I
was
missed
there.
a couple of the prelims fights. Yeah, I was driving. I missed a couple of the prelims fights, but I watched like highlights of most of them.
Another news that I want to talk about is obviously Ritu Phogat, who came in as a last-minute replacement to fight Jenelyn Olsim. She won. She's in the finals.
Yeah, she's in the finals. Let's go, Ritu. Yeah.
So that was great.
Support her, man. I'm just whatever she does, share it on social media. That girl needs promotion. Yeah.
She won by unanimous decision.
Yeah.
So
and her wrestling is good. She's an elite level wrestler, man. She's not a. She's not even like a pushover in wrestling at all. That's an elite level wrestler.
So 2 more news that I wanted to talk to you before we get into the UFC 268 card.
I have one question for you.
Sure.
So you said Ankalaev should fight like a Reyes or like a Rakic, right?
Yes.
Who should Anthony Smith fight?
I think he was asking Rakic, right?
So Rakic Smith was asking Anthony Smith and Reyes and Ankalaev is what you're saying?
Yeah, or Santos and Ankalaev.
Santos and Ankalaev.
Santos is
on a
2-fight
losing.
नहीं, वो अभी जीता ना इसके साथ Johnny Walker से जीता ना.
Acha, he did beat Johnny Walker. That's right.
He beat Johnny Walker.
Ankalaev and Santos is actually a better fight.
Yeah.
Because Reyes is on a 3-fight
losing streak. Lada do.
Yeah. Reyes and Ankalaev is a better fight. Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of news that I wanted to talk about. Aaron Brownstetter, he's a MMA reporter, content editor for TSN Sports from Canada. So he said, he quoted Dana White.
Yeah.
White says that he's not ready to move UFC Fight Night cards from the UFC Apex as of yet. He doesn't feel like enough markets have things sorted out yet. This is Dana White's method of saying, मुझे कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं है सालों, मैं तो अपने घर में ही मैच लगाऊंगा और मेरी कंपनी और मेरा ब्रांड इतना बड़ा हो गया है. I just need a cage and 2 people beating the crap out of each other. I am set. Thank you, ESPN.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. And he knows that Abhi, because somebody was talking to him about it and he said himself, Kia, where do you want me to go? You know, right now, Abu Dhabi is very friendly to me. Texas is very friendly to me. Florida is very friendly to me. Vegas is friendly to me. Where else can I go? If I go to New York, they'll put 1,000 regulations on me. I go to New Jersey, they'll put 1,000 regulations on me. California, they'll put 1,000 regulations on me. What's the, why, मैं क्यों करूं मगजमारी इसमें? I can just stay in Vegas. I can put जो भी जहाँ पे भी Apex Center है इसका, I can just put my fights in Apex Center. Everybody will watch it on ESPN. My brand's big enough that I don't have to. You're right. I don't have to. He doesn't have to take it anywhere. And jab tak these states don't figure their regulations and their shit out, he doesn't need to go anywhere. I'm sure he'll be happy to take it to New York. But agar New York itna magajmari karega, then what's the point?
Yeah, New York mein to abhi ye card ho raha hai, bas that's it.
Yeah.
Acha, one more fact that I just want to give in perspective, because how happy I am for Glover Teixeira. Somebody tweeted this out, right? For reference, this tweet says, Glover Teixeira is the same age as, just wait for this, BJ Penn, Rashad Evans, Andre Orlovsky, Frank Mir, Gabriel Gonzaga, Gray Maynard, Jake Shields, and Forrest Griffin.
Gray Maynard, holy shit.
Oh, bro.
Those are like OGs, man, those people.
Oh, man. I mean, wow. And you know, the thing is, Glover Teixeira is such a nice guy. Everybody is happy. Glover Teixeira is like the West Indies cricket team.
Like even is happy. Conor McGregor doesn't talk shit about him. Even Conor McGregor is like, I love you, bro. Like, isko kya ho gaya?
It's amazing. It is just simply amazing.
Like, another thing you're a nice guy when even Conor McGregor loves you.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to talk to you. We've always spoken about, price, fighter pay.
Yeah.
in UFC. So recently, I came across some fighter pay numbers on Twitter where Corey Anderson and ये सब का था. So these are the Bellator fighter
This
pays. I thought
Bellator,
it
right?
will be interesting. So main card, Vadim Nemkov makes 250,000. This includes
Oh wow.
75,000 win bonus, and his opponent Anglika's got 150. Corey Anderson 200,000 includes 100,000 win bonus. Ryan Bader got
Mm,
150,000. Brent
mm,
Primus gets 50,000 no win bonus. Benson
mm.
Henderson 150,000. Henry Corrales 50,000 includes the win bonus of 25, and Parubichenko 10,000. Carl
Yeah.
at Brexon 50,000, and Yashimuradov was 70,000.
Yeah.
Now this was in perspective. He made over 977K over his entire UFC career. In 3 fights in Bellator, he's made 900K.
Yeah.
He's talking about Corey Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Sham, this is the last point I wanted to discuss with you.
Yeah.
This is what Josh Thompson talks about all the time. This is what we discussed in the last podcast too, where I said that Josh Thompson's view was always look for free agency, go out. A fighter's job is not to fight in the best promotion. The fighter's job is to make the most money. They are
Yeah.
prize fighters.
Yeah.
Corey Anderson has made the best decision of his life, and the numbers are there now.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's very smart for anybody to do, and that's kind of what Cyborg did as well. Cyborg was like, I'm not getting enough
Absolutely.
respect. I'm not getting paid like I want to be paid. I'll just go to Bellator, and she's a huge star in Bellator, and she's getting paid great. More power to those people, man. I think that's been the benefit of the sort of, you know, rise of Bellator, rise of One Championship, rise of all these promotions in Europe as well. Is that ki theek hai, agar UFC mein, if you're not top 3 in UFC, or maybe let's say top 5 if we're being generous in UFC, you're probably not going to make satisfactory money if you're not top 5 in every single in whichever division you're in. So then it probably behooves you to think, ki, yaar, should I stick around in UFC and get paid whatever the hell I'm going to get paid, or just go somewhere else, make myself a bit of a brand and go somewhere else?
This is why I
I
remember
think it's
when we
fun.
had discussed this last time. Kayla Harrison should not come to UFC. She should stay in PFL. Us nimbu ko aur nichodo.
I mean, that's what, and that's the point that I was making as well. Ki if the UFC tells Kayla Harrison, we'll roll out the red carpet, you're gonna get a title shot, and we're gonna pay you this amount, then yes, it does make sense for Kayla Harrison to go to the UFC. Otherwise, yeah,
Mhm.
go to Bellator. Fight a couple of fights in
Mhm.
Bellator. Make yourself a red hot brand that UFC can't ignore you anymore, and Dana White has to call you, and then go to the UFC.
Exactly. That's the whole point. All right.
Yeah,
Now that we've done all of that, now let's bring the main card up.
yeah.
UFC 268. The card of the year by
Card
far.
of the year. Card of the year. No doubt.
Okay. I put the screen up. Let's start with this.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman versus Kobe Covington. Who do you have?
I So have you seen the embedded series that YouTube
Yeah, yeah.
that UFC
सारे
puts
देखे,
out?
embedded भी देखा, countdown भी देखा अभी तक.
So both of these guys, what's interesting is that both of these guys have actually left their old camp since their last fight. Both of these camps
Yes.
have left their old camps and gone to new fight camps. Kamaru
Yes.
Usman has gone to probably one of the most elite coaches in MMA today, Trevor Whitman. And
Absolutely.
Colby has actually done something that I was really surprised. He's gone to like this smaller, not so well known
Florida
place
में ये
where
वो.
they're giving in Florida, where they're, and he left American Top Team, which is like one of the top MMA gyms, in the world. He left ATT and goes to this smaller gym because he said, "Ki, look, it's okay if I don't have the most elite gym in the world, but I want elite coaches who give me one-on-one attention as long as I want to make all of my little kinks and problems better," which I thought
Yeah,
was a very brave and a very curious decision on Colby's part as well. So
absolutely.
it's, if Kamaru had stayed with his old camp and Colby had moved camps, I would have probably gone with Colby, but I still have to go with Whitman just because of the sort of improvements, the leaps and bounds and improvements that Kamaru has made since that second fight. Since that second fight, his striking and his like striking defense is so much better. It is so much better. You watch that Kamaru Colby fight and you watch his fight against Burns. You watch his fight against Masvidal. That striking is so much better. And I don't know how much
I
better
agree.
Colby's striking is since then.
I agree. I think Kamaru Usman is the favorite, and I
Yeah.
think he's going to win this fight. So
Yeah.
interesting. Somebody's asked this question: do you think Usman can defend Kamzat's double leg takedowns? I don't think Burns, Magny, etc. pose a problem to him.
I mean, this guy again. So, ab मेरे को बताओ आप कि Kamza is Ali Abdulaziz, Kamaru is Ali Abdulaziz. What to do?
Kamza Chimaev कौन है? Is managed by whom? Let me see.
Isn't he Ali Abdulaziz also?
हम assume कर रहे हैं.
I thought if you're coached by
सारे
Ali Abdulaziz, you have to look that way.
सारे तो यही हैं.
हाँ, सारे तो यही. Ali
No.
Abdulaziz
Oh,
जबरदस्ती.
all right. Interesting. Ali
Okay.
Abdulaziz parts ways with Kamza Chimaev following
Oh,
controversy with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Oh, now the plot thickens, my friend.
interesting. That's why he calls himself Lone Wolf. I thought he was part of that whole camp, that whole
No, Khabib और
Dagestani
उसके
Chechen
तू मैं
camp.
हो गई ना. So this is
But
a
now
report
he-
from
oh.
Sports Manor. निखिल चौहान ने ये publish किया था. So it's always good to give credit to the person there.
Yeah.
So the rumor is because of Ali ये खमजाद और इनका जो तभी हुआ था ना तू मैं में
हाँ.
about वो क्या नाम है उनका वो जो उधर का वो बंदा है यार
कौन?
वो जो पॉलिटिशियन है उधर का वो
और चेचनिया का जो पॉलिटिशियन है.
चेचनिया का वो जो उसका नाम भूल गया राम कदीरोव जो नाम है कदीरोव है.
क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गया था? Do you know what happened?
I don't know. कुछ बोला था उसने कुछ बोला था उसके लिए कुछ हो गया था. I don't
I thought
remember.
those
I
guys
don't
were
follow the
tight, man.
politics.
Yeah, I thought all these Chechens and Dagestanis were tight.
So अभी तो पक्का हो सकता है. अभी कोई टेंशन नहीं है.
अब तो हो सकता है. That's why he calls himself Lone Wolves and that's why he fights from Sweden. He fights out of Sweden now. Interesting.
Yeah. He's a
Oh,
Swedish
yeah,
citizen. अभी वो
let's
बोल रहा था
go.
ना I'm going to go to Sweden, get a vaccine shot, and then I'm going to be right back into the thing.
Yeah, man.
मैं सोच रहा था भाई तू अभी तक वैक्सीन क्यों नहीं लिए? पर ठीक है. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Kamaru is the favorite here. I mean, stats देख के कोई मतलब नहीं है because we've already gone through it in the past. In this fight, you know what? I'm not excited about this fight. I'm intrigued by this fight because let me be very honest. I thought Zhang Weili was going to defeat Rosnaman Yunus in the first fight, but she got caught. Let me be very clear. She got caught. And credit to Rosnaman Yunus. She's an amazing fighter.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Rosnaman Yunus has a record. उसके तो लास्ट 6 फाइट्स थे. उसने एक ही फाइटर को 2-2 बार फाइट किया है. इस जेसिका अंड्राज को 2-2 बार फाइट किया उसने. उसके पहले उसने वो क्या नाम था यार उसकी जो सबसे लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग चैंपियन थी पोलैंड की जोआना येंजेचक को उसने 2 बार फाइट किया. फिर अंड्राज को उसने 2 बार फाइट किया. अभी ज़ोंग वेली को दूसरी बार फाइट कर रही है. हर लास्ट 6 फाइट्स आर वर्थ ओनली 3 फाइटर्स.
Yeah, it is interesting, and this is the first. I mean, I feel like Zhang Weili and Joanna Jędrzejczyk are very similar profiles of fighter. They're not very interested in taking the fight down to the ground. Their style is more like stand up, stamina, and constant pressure. That's how Zhang Weili fights. That's how Joanna Jędrzejczyk fights. So I think you would have a similar game plan to what you had against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. You're looking for that kind of a fighter. Lots of pressure, lots of stamina, very strong, hits very hard. That's kind of what you're looking at. And Rose had a very good plan for Joanna Jędrzejczyk. In and out of distance, in and out very quickly. She's very good. She's got very good movement. So like in and out very quickly, out of range, in range, out of range, in range, over and over again. Tired her out. Catches her well, and that's what she did with Zhang Weili as well. She was sort of bobbing in and out, in and out, in and out. And I don't think the game plan will change that much. I am very curious to see what Zhang Weili does.
She's this time taking the help of Henry Cejudo, just sharing that information.
So I wonder if she's going to try and take her down now. That's interesting. I wonder if she's going to try and wrestle. Because she's not.
I have a sneaky feeling Zhang wins this one.
Ooh, that's a controversial call, but it honestly can go either way because I don't think there's a whole lot separating these two fighters. I don't think so. I don't think there's a whole lot separating the. Look at the odds. Look at the odds. The odds are crazy.
Odds can. Oh yeah, -1.8, -115, -105. That's
Yeah, they're
interesting.
so tight. The odds are
Oh my god.
never this tight in any fight. Odds are
Hmm.
hardly ever this tight.
Yeah, क्योंकि
कोल्बी
उस्मान और
कमारू
कोबी
को
के
देखो,
odds तो काफी clear हैं.
बहुत clear है. इसको even look at Gaethje, Michael Chandler, how clear the odds. They're still relatively clear, but look how tight the odds are in Namajunas Whaley.
This के लिए I have a sneaky feeling Zhang Weili wins this one, and then they do a trilogy, and the
Then they
whole
do a trilogy.
whole division just says, "Oh, band kar do."
But who will come for her? Who is there in waiting in the wings? कौन है? Who is number
Well,
3,
it's
number 4?
Joanna
कौन है?
Jędrzejczyk is always
She's
floating
always
around.
there. She's always there.
She's always there. But let's see. You have Carla Esparza, Marina Rodriguez, Yan Shanam.
I thought I did think I do feel a little bit bad for Carla Esparza because I think she should have gotten this title fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I thought that would have been a great story as well. That could have been sold really well as well. So if Namajunas does win this, I think Esparza
Carla.
should get the next fight. Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't believe Jędrzejczyk should get it because she doesn't want to fight anyone else. She just wants to take title shots. Now, she thinks she's the best in the world, and she is one of the best, but I think it's unfair on others. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, the people's main event. I mean, absolute violence. This is the one where you have dreams of Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje. I mean, this is violence personified.
Yes.
And you know what the best part is? दोनों का इंटरव्यू होता है, दोनों को एक ही लाइन होती है. देखो, it's either he is going to sleep or I'm going to sleep. One of the two things is going to happen.
Yeah, seriously. And it is like both have such a similar style. Both are explosive, hit very, very hard, very good wrestling background, but don't really like to wrestle that much. Like Michael Chandler loves to stand up and fight. Justin Gaethje loves to stand up and fight. So, and generally speaking, when you put two wrestlers in the ring, they don't wrestle. They fight. They just stand up and fight. So it is going to be, I think, a very, very, very fun fight. I am a little bit surprised that Gaethje is the favorite. I thought Chandler would be the favorite, like the bookmaking favorite. But I think, yeah, it is interesting. I thought Chandler would be the favorite, but obviously bookies disagree with me. What do you think?
No, I think Gaethje is the favorite. He has the better record in UFC. He is more recognized by the people. So, the odds always go by how many people put money on whom, right? So your public persona also has a lot of a role to play with it. And I think Chandler, not that he's a bum or something, he's now a known face, but
like look at
point
Chandler.
is he's still a Bellator fighter,
was a
smaller
monster,
audience,
man.
right?
That guy's a monster. That's a Bellator monster, that guy. I think people are sleeping on like how strong, how quick, how powerful that guy is. Like people don't knock out what's his name? Dan Hooker willy-nilly. People never knock out Dan Hooker willy-nilly.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you. Oh, this one's going to be fun. Shane Burgos, if you guys have forgotten, he had that delayed knockout last time versus Billy Quarantillo. Billy Quarantillo is a good fighter, man.
This is a fun fight. I like Shane Burgos as a fighter. I like Billy Quarantillo as a fighter. And I think, again, very good style matchup. Just like Gaethje and Chandler, very good style matchup. Two guys who like to go to war. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then Frankie
Edgar and
Frankie
Marlon
versus Marlon. I feel bad for Frankie, man. I don't know. He's such a nice guy. You feel bad for Frankie Edgar. I hope he wins. I know I don't think he'll win, but I genuinely hope he wins. I hope Frankie wins. I mean, I'm a huge Frankie Edgar fan. I've always been an admirer. Okay, the prelims is Alex Pereira versus Andreas.
Good fight.
This is a damn good. But I want to watch this fight. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I like Quinta versus Bobby Green.
How can you not enjoy?
Oh man, this is gonna be an amazing fight. How is it not on the main card? How is it not on the main card?
I honestly don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't know why it's not on the main card because Iaquinta, Bobby Green loves to put on a show. Al Iaquinta likes to put on a show. Like I think this could be one of the contenders for fight of the night. Easily.
Absolutely.
This one, the Gaethje fight, the Burgos fight, even the Usman fight. So those four for me could be up there for fight of the night.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. I mean,
Yeah.
when I saw this, I was like, oof, 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 ooh, what a
What a
fight.
good
And
card, man. Holy shit.
yeah, this is one good reason to buy the UFC Fight Pass.
Yes.
Then you have Philip House versus Chris
So
Curtis. This is
either
a decent fight.
in outside of America, you just have to have the fight pass and you get the event.
या नहीं नहीं जो मेन इवेंट होता है पेपर व्यू का मेन कार्ड होता
अच्छा
है वो
अच्छा.
टीवी पे आता है सोनी 10-2 और 10-3 पे आता है
That's fucking crazy, man. People have to buy
एंड
it here.
जो प्रीलिम्स होते हैं वो कभी कभी आते हैं नहीं आते हैं मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स बट
Yeah.
मैं तो यूएफसी फाइट पास पे देखता हूँ मैं तो वो ईयरली $99 का यूएफसी फाइट पास है सी
Yeah.
इट्स नॉट जस्ट यूएफसी ना यू गेट प्राइड यू गेट ऑल द आर्काइव्स यू कैन गो
Yeah.
बैक एंड लुक इनटू एनी फाइट इन द पास्ट इफ यू वांट टू डू रिसर्च एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट
Yeah.
सो इट्स जस्ट वेरी
ये
कन्वीनियंट
ये सवाल का जवाब बताओ. When time comes, Chimaev smokes Usman.
यार I doubt it.
No,
Honestly,
I
I doubt
doubt it
it.
as well. I'm sorry. He's
I
very
don't agree.
talented.
Sorry, Bugsy. We disagree with you.
Uska yaar, I have not seen enough from Chimaev when it comes to striking. Striking, I need to see more because this guy, what's his name? Usman he went from an average, very average boxer to almost an elite boxer at this point.
Yes.
And he's now going on ESPN and he's saying, I want to fight Canelo after the Colby Covington fight. So that's how confident this guy is in his boxing. So I want to see Chimaev also show some growth in his striking because when it comes to wrestling, I think Usman's wrestling is probably as close you can get to like the Dagestani style, having an American wrestling background. As close as you can get. So I don't think he's going to be a slouch in grappling is either. And he's definitely a better boxer.
Yep. I agree. Good to see Edmund Shabazian back. I think he was fighting a little too above what he was ready for. And good to see him fighting Imavov. And then you have Ian Gary and Jordan Williams. The early prelims have Jean Villante. There's always violence when he fights. Chris Barnett, he's entertaining.
God. Yeah, Chris Barnett. Yeah, look at these.
So this is going to be an entertaining fight. Guys.
Good fight.
Watch this. Trust me, these two are going to beat the crap out of each other.
Dustin Jacoby and Allen is also a good fight. I like Dustin
Jacoby.
That's
going to be a good fight.
That's a good fight as well.
Melsig, Bagdasaryan and Bruno Souza.
Stacked.
Yeah,
this card is so stacked.
So freaking stacked.
I'm surprised that the main card doesn't have a single heavyweight fight. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Very surprised. I feel like Dana White and everybody, all casuals love heavyweight fights. And I'm surprised that Dana didn't put a heavyweight fight in the main card.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, because we've covered almost everything now as far as this is concerned, but before we wrap today's discussion up, I obviously have to talk about another great fight that's happening this weekend, which is the boxing match between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant. Obviously, as always, fight fans in India cannot watch it, but those who have a way will find a way to watch it. You know what I mean? They will somehow manage to watch the fight, but if you're not, you're missing out on something. Canelo Alvarez is one of those once-in-a-generation fighters, boxers, and this one is for, basically unifying all the belts, and they have a bit of bad blood. They had a spicy press conference, so that is added.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canelo is the favorite, but if you can manage your timings, please, 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 go and watch this boxing bout. Find a way to watch it, because when Canelo Alvarez fights, you should watch. You should watch. That man is an amazing fighter. I don't know how Indians are going to manage it, because I was trying to look it up. Last time the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight, that came on the Woot app. Now, I don't know if Woot's going to show Canelo Alvarez.
So
I don't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I tried to find out. Are they going to show Canelo versus Plant? I don't think so. India में कुछ आ नहीं रहा है. I don't think so. How to watch Canelo versus Caleb Plant in India? ना कोई इंडिया में तो आ नहीं रहा है. देखते हैं रिपब्लिक टीवी क्या बोल रहा है. Because unfortunately इंडिया में इंडिया में बॉक्सिंग की कोई इज्जत नहीं है. No, Republic TV does cover
Oh, do they?
They just mention ye ho raha hai, ye ho raha hai.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just shows Showtime pay-per-view mein US mein BT Sport box office will broadcast in the UK. They
Yeah.
don't give a shit, man. They don't cover boxing in India, and this is the frustrating part. Ke Tyson, see, क्या होता है ना, वो heavyweights होते हैं ना.
That's the sad part कि इंडिया में boxing का tradition है यार. India
हाँ,
has a
मगर
decent boxing tradition. India produces good boxers. Despite that, साला कोई देखता नहीं है.
they don't care, man. They just don't care about boxing, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always struggle
I
to
think
watch
one of the
fights, and
things
then
I've
you have.
always liked about like America. America में देखो, everybody has a favorite sport. Like they have American football as a favorite sport, or they have baseball as a favorite sport, or they have NBA as a favorite sport. But there are tons of Americans that will watch 4 or 5 different sports. इंडिया में क्या है कि हम सिर्फ क्रिकेट देखेंगे और कुछ भी नहीं देखेंगे बस. I have no problem if you want to watch cricket, but I think it's important to explore other sports as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. And talking
Yeah.
about cricket, it seems India is doing well against Afghanistan. We're 142 for 1 as of now in 15 overs.
अफगानिस्तान से मत हारना भाइयों, वरना लोग घर नहीं आने देंगे.
बहुत मारेंगे.
प्लेन से
And
नहीं
yeah,
उतरने
but
देंगे लोग.
yeah, and the tragedy, I think, आज Vion या Vion जो भी बोलते हैं, they shared the news that I think Virat Kohli is going to be stripped of his one-day international captaincy also.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think that's a sensible decision. I think Virat should just focus on his batting, because we need Virat Kohli as a batter more than the Virat Kohli the captain. I would be happy if he's completely freed from all captaincy responsibilities, and maybe build on some other captain in Test match cricket also. Maybe Virat wants to stay as a captain of Test match cricket. I don't know, but yeah, this is a vital point. But yeah, see, the thing is, this turns into abuse for cricketers and the sport of cricket. And why do they make money?
Whenever I obviously, whenever I'm abusing cricket, I am doing it tongue in cheek. I'm obviously kidding. I don't want cricket or cricketers to die, because I'm happy that it generates this much money. I'm happy that it generates so many jobs for people. India जैसे देश में साला jobs चाहिए. When cricket is providing jobs, I have no problem. But I also think at the same time that football can be as big as cricket, if not bigger. I think mixed martial arts can be big. Things like, because India में tradition है wrestling का, India में tradition है boxing का. India produces good wrestlers, good boxers.
Did you see Dana's interview with the Sony 10 guys? I was shocked. Sony 10 interviewed Dana White, and Dana was very straight up. He asked, "What do you think about India?" Dana said it straight up. Look, for me to enter a market, I need at least 2 to 3 top 10 fighters.
Yep.
Men or women, it doesn't
Completely
matter. I need
fair.
2 to 3 top 10 fighters.
Completely fair. वरना वहां कार्ड करने का फायदा क्या?
या कुछ नहीं यार, कोई आएगा ही नहीं देखने को. और see, you have to understand.
Who will come to watch Uncle I versus bloody Reyes in India? कौन आएगा देखने?
Secondly, we have to get real, Sham. The UFC model works on pay-per-view money, right? Now, and gate revenue is a huge chunk of UFC. Huge chunk. Now, with Apex and the ESPN deal, now UFC can actually think of entering more markets, because ESPN gives them a certain amount no matter what. That's the deal. Maybe now with that happening, they can think of many other risks to take. But the thing is, if Ritu, now that she's in the final and she wins the one championship belt, right, then Ritu can maybe think of moving. But Ritu किस पे फाइट करती है? 105 पाउंड्स पे फाइट करती है या 115 पाउंड्स पे?
गुड क्वेश्चन. I actually don't.
मेरे हिसाब से 115 पे कर रही है शायद.
ऋतु पोघट,
I think 115 पे कर रही है वो ऋतु, if I remember correctly. या 115 पाउंड्स पे कर रही है.
अच्छा.
So Ritu can actually.
Okay.
115 है ना?
Trying to. It says 52 kg. Yeah, I think.
No, she is 115 pounds.
Yeah.
So अगर 115 pound में कर रही है, so that's a good weight class in
what
the
is
UFC
atom
too,
weight?
right?
Is atom weight? I think she's atom weight.
Atom weight is
right.
105. Atom weight is 105.
She's doing 105 then, yeah.
Then one championship में they don't weight cut, right? So उनका 105 is 115. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, so know, na, they have that hydration rule, na, so they don't allow you to cut weight like that. One championship. So she can't come into the UFC. She's 105 pounds, man. We're screwed.
Yeah.
UFC does
But
not have a
still,
105 pound
I
division.
think despite that, if there's a UFC fighter from or there a MMA fighter from India that wins a major championship, I think one championship can be considered a major championship. I think that'll still get her a little bit of exposure. Maybe she can try to go to at least Bellator. Maybe they can strike up a deal with Bellator or something
But do
like
they
that.
have a atomweight division in Bellator?
I don't
I
know.
don't
I don't
think
know.
so.
But
I don't think so. See,
if
the thing is, she has to come
yeah,
on 115 pounds of the American style, where you cut your weight.
yeah,
And I think Ritu should first become the 105-pound champion or
yeah,
whatever, the atomweight champion in one championship.
yeah.
Maybe defend it a couple of times, and then maybe she can take the move into the American market.
Yeah.
Okay, क्या है यार भाई? Where can I learn more about English football clubs? ये भाई तू आंसर दे, मैं तो फुटबॉल देखता ही नहीं.
You can I think I don't know India में किस पर दिखाते हैं, but जब when I used to live in India, they used to show it on ESPN. ESPN पे Premier League stream होता है, ESPN पे La Liga stream करते हैं. So if you want to learn more about English clubs, you can watch the Premier League there. If you want to like listen to some good podcasts about Premier League clubs, you can listen to The Athletic. The Athletic actually has a YouTube channel where they talk about football and the Premier League. It's very in depth, it's very informative. So go follow The Athletic on YouTube. Athletic also has podcasts out that you can listen to. Then there's another one that's kind of nice, which is called Men in Blazers. It only, I think, generally focuses on the English Premier League. So Athletic, YouTube and podcast, and then Men in Blazers, YouTube and podcast. So start with those.
Yeah, so there you go. And we have some breaking news. I have to share it. So Rahul Dravid has just been officially announced as the coach of the Indian cricket team. Rahul Dravid has been quoted saying, "It is an absolute honor to be appointed as the new head coach of the Indian cricket team, and I'm really looking forward to this role. Under
Ravi
Mr.
Shastri,
Shastri, the
taka
team
bye-bye.
has done very well, and I hope to work with the team to take this forward." I've just read the tweets of my friend Navneet Mundra on Twitter, and good. Now you have a new coach. I'm a huge fan and admirer of Rahul Dravid,
Yeah.
and with Rahul Dravid coming in, I hope that we pave a new era in Indian cricket with a new captain, and it seems apropos to
Yeah.
the future of Indian cricket, because Rahul Dravid worked with the under-19s, and Rahul Dravid really groomed those boys. And I think a lot of what is happening today in Indian cricket, as far as Test match cricket is concerned, a lot of the credit has to go to Rahul Dravid.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good development. But yeah, I was just a final point about Ritu Phogat as well. Like, if she wins like the championship, it'll still give her a decent amount of exposure, not a great amount, but still a decent amount of exposure. And I do think that I hear all these complaints on social media all the time. जब भी मैं post करता हूँ, I hear all these complaints. Oh yeah, we need to focus on other sports as well, this and that. बात करने से नहीं होगा. You'll have to actually go and actually watch other sports. Make sure that you're सुनील छेत्री को देखो बेचारे को वीडियो डालना पड़ रहा है बेचारे को कि यार मेरे को गाली देनी है गाली दो, हमको माँ बहन की गाली देनी है गाली दो, बट कम से कम मैच देखने तो आओ यार. Come to the stadium, watch the games. If you want to abuse us, abuse us. If you want to call us racial slurs, do it. But just at least come and watch the bloody matches. तो भीख मांगनी पड़ रही है यार प्लेयर्स को कि कम से कम मैच देखने तो आओ. तो एटलीस्ट गो. इट्स incumbent upon people to pay for sports. Like I pay to watch UFC. So pay for sports. I'll happily pay to watch like Ritu Phogat in the one championship. जब भी उसका pay per view आता है, जो भी आता है, I'll pay for it and I'll watch it. So it's important to like show up in the grounds so that sports, other sports can grow as well.
Look at this takedown.
Oh, look at that, man. She's a monster. Look at holy shit. It's a monster. Let's go.
Yeah, so somebody has asked, which part of sport movies do you find irritating? Everything, in my case, because they're not a depiction of the way, especially MMA movies are so annoying.
They always go the same way. They always go like, oh, talented. Oh my God, setback. And then suddenly in the final he wins. They all have the same trajectory. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we've covered everything, Sham. So we can wrap it up today. So anything else you want to add, or we wrap it up for the day?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just excited. Very, very excited. This is my favorite card, most anticipated card of the year. and I can't wait. I hope people we were able to make people excited enough that they would actually go and watch this card and
Please, please
support
do.
Ritu Phogat.
Yes, please, please, please do, and please get up on Sunday morning and watch this UFC 268 card. Also, please support Sham's podcast. Please support my podcast on YouTube, Patreon, everywhere else. Also, I think we're going to be back tomorrow on Sham's
Yes.
channel at 8 p.m. as always, doing our regular weekly show. And I'll see you guys next time. And here's wishing each and every one of you a very happy and prosperous Diwali, Dhanteras, everything else. We'll see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye bye, guys.